The next piece of work, I'm introducing QCGN project manager, Mitra Thompson, who has been with us with the QCGN for about a year now. And you will see the results of the work that Access to Justice project has achieved over the past year. It is, I think, for Mitra and the team, I don't know if she's going to be introducing them, but it's been a challenge, but a labor of love. And I hope that you will take this presentation, ask questions if we don't have time today, but we want to keep the ball rolling on this piece of work. And I'm going to get Mitra to start it right now. Thank you, Mitra.
Thank you, Sylvia. Hello, everyone. Bon presque midi à tous et à toutes. I am so excited to be presenting the Access to Justice website to you today. Before we get started, though, I thought it might be helpful for me to situate our website within the broader framework of the Access to Justice in English project. The project team, as Sylvia mentioned, is relatively new within QCGN, and it's entirely possible that some of you may not be all that familiar with what it is that we do. Now, those of you who had the pleasure, and it was a pleasure, to attend Marlene Jennings' farewell event yesterday evening may remember her talking about the QCGN as a center of evidence-based analysis. And that really ties in with what it is that this project does. So the formal goal of the Access to Justice project is to generate relevant information and use it as a powerful tool to drive issue-specific improvement on access to justice in English in Quebec. And we do that in 4 ways. So first, we look to uncover issues of importance to the community. So places where existing legal rights to accessing services in English in Quebec might not be as strongly upheld as they could be. So this typically involves a lot of outreach, and we're lucky enough to work quite closely with QCGN's community development team on this. Second, once we've selected an access to justice issue, we really go to the wall. We do a deep dive, a deep research dive on the root causes, the structural issues behind it, and also potential solutions, because ultimately we're here to try and make a positive change. And third, on that note, is we act to make those solutions a reality. So we have been working quite a lot over the past year to actively collaborate with stakeholders at both the community level and government level to improve access to services in English. And we hope to continue doing so over the coming months as well. And fourth, we spread the news, we talk about it. We firmly believe that knowledge is empowerment, and a big part of this project is sharing the information that we obtain with the community at large, be it through the QCGN's newsletters or on Twitter, or more recently through our presence on the web, which is what I'm going to show to you today. But yeah, there's a lot going on, to put it mildly, and we really couldn't do it without the help of our amazing project team, who I believe are all watching here today. So if you'll indulge me, I'd like to just thank them all, starting with our project director, Jerry Slavunos, our legal and policy researchers, Suhila Baba and Anthony Portulese, and the newest addition to our research team, Elena Kennedy, who just joined us last week. So you'll have to take my word for it, but please believe me when I say that we have some very talented and brilliant people working on this project and on the content for the website. So let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen. Screen 2, here we go. Can you all see this?
Yes.
You can all see the website? Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to start at the QCGN's website, which I'm sure you all recognize, qcgn.ca. So this is what you're going to see when you land on QCGN's homepage. And right away that you can see that there are 2 easy ways to learn more about access to justice. So the first is up at the top here on the slider. We have a dedicated image and there's a button where you can learn more about access to justice. And the second way is just below in this panel of blue buttons here. The second one is access to justice in English. And when you click on it, you get taken through to the Access to Justice website. So welcome. Here it is. This is the Access to Justice Project's presence on the web. You'll see we've tried to really make it as simple and engaging and easy to use as possible. There are 4 main sections to the site. We have My Rights to Access Service in English, Justice Project Updates and Resources, My Access to Justice and English Experience, and Access to Justice by Topic. So I'm going to take you through all of these, but I just want to show you first that you can also access each of these quite easily from the top of the page in the slider. Each image links up with a different section of the site. And you can see we've got a little text box here. So if there's breaking news in any of these sections, like new content, we're going to post it here. So it's immediately visible when you come visit. So we're going to start with the My Rights section. This section provides you with information on how to access a variety of public services in Quebec, and it informs on what rights exist to access these services in English. So on the left, you'll see a series of buttons here with different areas of rights that a typical member of the community is likely to want to access at some point. Now, I should say we've started with these 6, but we fully intend to be adding more in the coming months, so stay tuned. The way this works is by selecting a filter on the left here, and then choosing a topic within that filter to learn more. So let's say, for example, excuse me, let's say that you are a temporary resident of Quebec and you want to enroll your child in an English language school. Can you do that? How do you find out? So you would go to education, and let's see what the subtopics are here. So we have schooling in English in Quebec. We have a piece about the school boards, and we have education resources at the end. So right at the top here, this section provides with information on who can study in English in Quebec's school system. This sounds promising. Let's read more. And then you can see we have several subtopics here. Can I enroll my child in an English language school in Quebec? Let's find out. We have a lot of information here on who is eligible to study in English in Quebec. And if we scroll down, we can see we have children living in Quebec on a temporary basis. So hopefully you can find your answer here. You'll notice throughout this section of the site, we have these notes in orange here. They typically refer to pieces of legislation that have recently been passed or are in the works. And we give a brief summary of how they impact the area of law that you're looking at right now. So that's one example. We will go back to the main My Rights section. What if, I'll give you another path that you can choose. Let's say that you are a person who has been racially profiled by a police officer and you want to know what your rights are in this situation. Here you would click on the criminal justice system filter, and you can see here that in arrest and detention, it talks about what your rights are, your English language rights are, if ever you've been detained or arrested by police in Quebec. Read more. You can see there are several sections here, including one on the English language options that you have if you've been racially profiled by police. So there's a lot of information here, always, on many topics, always with the focus on the English-speaking community of Quebec and the specific rights that they uphold, that they have. I should say also that every section, every topic in here will have a list of resources at the end. So you can see there are links to a number of legal clinics and helplines in this case. So there's many options. Like we've done a lot of research on this site, but we're fully aware that there is a lot more out there, and we want to link to community and legal resources wherever we have the chance. So let's move on to another section now. Just a friendly tip, not that you will ever get lost on this website, but should that be the case, you can always find your way easily back by going right up to the top and clicking on this Justice main page button here. So we move on to Justice Project updates and resources. This is kind of like a press room. It's where you can go to find out the latest developments in the project. So it uses that same filter system that we've seen before. In this case, because it's updates, things are filtered chronologically, so we can go by year and then choose an article from that year to read more. So if we click on 2022, we can see that just a few days ago, we posted an update about our intervention work on the federal correctional systems issue that we've been studying for the past year. All right. We're going to move on now to my access to justice and English experience. So this section is a bit different. I would say that it's the most interactive part of the site. So community members are invited to share their experiences, good and bad, of accessing services in English in Quebec by taking a short survey. Each one lasts a maximum of 5 minutes. They're short and sweet. There could be different surveys on the site at any given time, sometimes more than one, as you see, that's the case right now. So the idea here is really that we are consulting with the community and we're collecting their experiences as part of our initial data on a given topic. So it's a really important part of what will guide our selection of new issues to study and advocate for. And then when we go out and research these issues, we can report our findings back to the community by means of this website and share that useful information back with them. So I hope you're getting the idea that the website is really meant to enable two-way communication with the English-speaking community. It's certainly how we see it. Now, something to look out for on this section of the site, you may have seen it right off the top, is a new Bill 96 Impact Awareness Questionnaire. So this is brand new, and it's going to be a unique way for QCGN to gain awareness of the tangible impacts that Bill 96 is having on community members across Quebec. So as different sections of Bill 96 take effect over the coming months, and some of them already have, of course, people may experience impacts from it in different ways, and we're really looking to capture that here. So we invite you to click on this link. It will take you to a short survey here. There's some information about Bill 96 at the beginning. For the more dedicated amongst you, if you want even more information, you can click here and get a detailed timeline of when different provisions of the bill will take effect. But yes, we're going to be shouting this out very soon in QCGN newsletters and social media, including the Access to Justice Twitter account, which I invite you all to follow at QCGN Justice. And yes, we would really welcome you to to share this link, share this this section of the site with your networks, particularly as regards the impact questionnaire. We think this is really an important resource going forward as we continue to monitor the impacts of Bill 96. So the last section of the site is online resources. This is another great resource for anyone looking for help with an access to justice issue or community support. So what it is essentially a directory of online resources. There's a lot in here, but it's growing all the time. And if, as you peruse this at your leisure and you find that there's something missing, I would love for you to let us know. You can always email us at accesstojustice@qcgn.ca. So this section uses the same filter system that you have seen before. So for example, if you click on health and wellness, you'll find that there are a lot of topics within that. And maybe you might be looking for help or advice, let's say about a senior care issue. So you would click on senior care, read more here, and you'll find we have a whole list of resources that are available for you to consult. Each one has a short description and then a link to the website of that resource. Or maybe, let me just go back here. Maybe you're looking for support from your local community, or maybe you've moved to a new community and you're looking for some advice. So in this case, you would click on regional resources and you would find the region that is relevant to you and click through to see what local resources are available to you. So this is a section that we're hoping to build up quite a bit. But just for example, let's say you want to consult resources in the Outaouais. So you would click on read more here and you see we have three resources available for you to consult. So I'm going to go back to the main page now. This just about sums up the tour. Happy to take some questions if you have any. That said, I am aware that I'm the last thing standing between you and your lunch, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I will stop sharing.
Mitra, I see a question in the chat from
Yes.
Rosemary.
Okay, let me just check that out. In the chat or the Q&A?
The Q&A I meant,
Okay.
sorry. Sorry.
Well, I think the importance of the web, oh, sorry, can we ask? Yes, absolutely. We would love it that, like, yes, please do get in contact. We're looking to get links out as on as many sites as possible, just to raise awareness of the website. So I would welcome that, Rosemary. You can contact me at any time, or I can contact you.
So the Mitra's presentation today is a launch, actually. We've been working hard on this. We talk about a year, but actually, the concept has been developing over the past 2 and 3 years in the QCGN. The timing seems good. It's a daunting task. These folks on the team have worked really hard to put this information up. We have to keep it current. We have to, it is the connection between advocacy and community priorities. Bill 96 and often the rights issue is becoming more and more of a priority that is connected together. And so this is kind of the intersection of and keeping aware of what you think and how we can bring awareness to you. So I would ask you to be, the expectations might be high, but I'm always going to ask you to keep your expectations moderate. It's a small team. They're high-level performers. We need your help. So if you have things to tell us about how it could be improved, what you don't think you like and stuff like that, it's a work in progress. It's going to be an ongoing work in progress to make it relevant, to make a difference. And what that we're actually trying to do is have transformational change. And so expectations high, but realistic. And we really do want you to help us make it what it needs to be for the community. Are there any other questions? Oh my God, we have a few more minutes.
So I see a question here about Educalois. We have not partnered with them, but we have certainly spent a lot of time on their website. They are also an excellent resource, and you'll see as you consult our site, in many places we do link to them. Like our objective with this site was never to replicate existing information that is out there, but really to complement it with a focus on the needs and rights of the English-speaking community of Quebec. So that has been our focus. It's really come from a community perspective, whereas Educalois' information is from a more general legal perspective. And in many cases, we do link directly to them. Yes.
If I can just make a little bit more, go further on that. Educalois, from the beginning, we've been talking to them about project. They do a lot of work in putting on their website information to English, the information that is available, legal information in English. Our focus, we complement them, we believe, is to tell you what your rights are. So that's you know, that's a bit different in terms of our focus. So we continue to work with them in supporting them, and they are supporting us. Any other questions you want to answer, Mitra?
I believe. So the impact you want to achieve, I believe, Sylvia, you've already addressed this. I think that's probably it for now.
So the focus will be over the next little bit to raise awareness, education and awareness. You know, understanding what those impacts are and sharing that with the community. I think information is knowledge, and this is what this piece of work is at the basis. And then when we see things that merit change, then working with the different instances to make change possible, transformational change.
Sylvia, if I may, I too want to thank Mitra and yourself. I think this is a wonderful resource for the community. And speaking as someone who is often technologically challenged, it does look like it's user-friendly, easy access, and really speaking from a personal perspective, I can see how I would be able to get the information I'm always wondering where I will find. And I think it's terrific, a great team. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you for that vote of confidence, Madam President. Now it's your turn to give us a little bit of an overview of what you've heard this morning.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank all our guests. They have been outstanding. And I think everyone will agree with me, it was an extremely successful morning. I learned a lot and certainly had a lot of new information given to me, which I think is important. I want to thank the Commissioner of Official Languages, Raymond Théberge, who also really demonstrated his interest in our community. And I think that's so important when we feel so isolated often. And as well as the panel moderators, Richard Boris and Lorraine O'Donnell, both of them doing outstanding jobs. And the moderators themselves who really provided us with demonstrating the challenges, but also the positive things that we can do. So in a nutshell, what I took away from this morning is that although our community is faced with significant challenges, there's hope. So I was inspired by the positive ideas from emerging leaders like Emile Nicolas and Nicholas Salter, Cassandra, and Marianne. I think that generation has things in hand, and that's very, very inspiring and encouraging. We were also reminded that the English-speaking community is not the problem, nor are we a threat to French in Quebec or anywhere else. We are an asset to Quebec society and to which we will continue to be a key contributor. We are here to stay and we are not going to be marginalized. And I wonder if the identity politics being pushed by the CAQ government and some in the press have an audience with the younger Quebecers, some of the Quebecers who we heard from this morning. I suspect not. We should be heartened by this and the Commissioner's positive message, as I mentioned, on the support of bilingualism and official languages, especially among Quebecers. This has been a rich and rewarding morning, and I know it has been recorded, so it'll be up on the QCGN's YouTube channel shortly for those who missed bits and pieces of it or who just want to hear something again. And I look forward to carrying on today's conversation and working with all members of the English-speaking community as we continue to face our challenges and make a big effort to move forward on our opportunities, implement our new renewal project, and celebrate our success together. So thank you to all.